following presentation of the National Football League.
It's not just a song. It's a feeling. For 50 years, this anthem filled stadiums and sporting events worldwide with a sense of belonging and belonging. So tonight we ask, these teams do the fandango in the playoffs. You know what we mean. Open your eyes, look up to the skies, and celebrate home on Monday Night Football.
He can make an entrance like nobody else in the NFL. George Kittle getting the home crowd fired up. Queen's 1975 masterpiece. A Night at the Opera released 50 years ago this week, which included this iconic anthem, Bohemian Rhapsody. And away we go. Carolina won the toss, they defer. That's good news for Panthers fans. 6-0 this season when they win the toss. 0-5 when they lose.
Oh.
Here is Sky Moore on the return, a little different than a week ago when he went
49ers got the ball out.
One in Arizona, and the 49ers punched it in on the very next play. First play from scrimmage. It's an 18-yard return this time. Brock Purdy, who missed 8 games with that turf toe injury, which is a more serious injury than the name of the injury actually would lead you to believe. Well, you look at how he performed last week. The toe did not seem to be a factor. He had a good week of practice. You know, there was no stiffness or soreness that affected him coming into this ball game, but it's always a concern when you have that type of injury for a quarterback. Nobody has more touches this season than Christian McCaffrey, and on first down, the first play from scrimmage, he picks up 3. If you look at the 49ers starting lineup, we start up front. They're very good at the tackle positions. Jake Brendel is their center. And then McCaffrey, Juszczyk, who they've been using a lot this year and in some different ways than they have in the past. Troy will talk about that. Kyle Shanahan likes to dial up plays for his big tight end, George Kittle. Yeah, and Kyle Shanahan, he's as creative as there is as an offensive guy, and so you start seeing a lot of different looks. They do it one way for a few years, and they start trying to window dress it a little differently, and they're doing that now with Kyle Juszczyk. Good protection, McCaffrey.
Oh.
Good tackle made by Merrick. And Trayvon, a loss of 3 on that strong tackle on McCaffrey. And that is not an easy tackle to make for Trayvon Merrick. What was interesting, Joe, was on that play, the Carolina Panthers are in man coverage, and they don't play much man. So you see Merrick, he comes up, he's assigned then to McCaffrey, makes a great open field tackle. If he doesn't make that play, there was a lot of open field for McCaffrey to run. So now 3rd down and 10.
Swing it.
Here's McCaffrey out of the backfield.
First down.
Reaches, and he got the first down. Merrick out there, but not before. McCaffrey is able to get 11 and a fresh set of downs.
Oh, well, that a
As
layup.
we know, McCaffrey's having a big year catching the football, and the passing game really runs through him. And nobody's even really close. Of course, they've had some injuries. George Kittle's missed a number of games this year, as has Ricky Pearsall. But McCaffrey, he's been the guy who's kept this passing game afloat. That's Pearsall in motion. A little bobble on that handoff, and McCaffrey on first down has 3. And Zayshawn Robinson is playing great in the middle for Carolina's defense. Made that stop. Robinson is up front as we look at this defense. A defense that is ranked number 15 overall. Derek Brown, outstanding at stopping the run. They're their linebackers without Roseboom and Trevin Wallace. Both are injured in their secondary. J.C. Horn is their best corner and one of the best in the league. 4 plays, 4 touches by McCaffrey. And it's 2nd and 7. Surveying, why not 5 for 5? And spinning in the arms of Sherrills, a gain of 4. So 3rd and short coming up. So this game's going to be interesting to watch because
because both of these defenses have really struggled getting to the quarterback. And so you anticipate at the outset that these quarterbacks, Bryce Young as well as Brock Purdy, are going to have some time to throw in the pocket. We saw in that last play, Purdy sitting back there, nobody really near him. And when he has time, as we've seen, Joe, he gets the hot hand and he can carve you up pretty good.
They're down to 3.
Throw it.
Quick throw, Pearsall, first down. The first time somebody other than McCaffrey, who's playing his first game in the NFL against the team that drafted him 8th overall in 2017, gets a first down.
Yeah, I really like this young receiver. He's missed some time because of injury, as I mentioned moments ago, but he's become the guy and the things that he's capable of doing within this offense.
You remember his
Shake
story
and bait.
last year?
Shake and bait.
And as a receiver for the 49ers, play action, Purdy is chased, and the pass is incomplete as Derek Brown got through in a hurry.
You should have looked downfield.
Robinson was the target as Purdy would just get rid of it. 2nd and 10.
Well, Derek Brown, he's going to be a key factor in this ball game, and Kyle Shanahan knows it. On this play, he gets the pressure. You're going to see the stunt. Offensive lineman, they think he's going one way, he's able to split it. And they're going to try to get 4 hands on him as best they can. This run defense for Carolina.
Yeah, you should have looked downfield.
And a big reason for that was the amount of time that Derek Brown missed. He essentially missed the entire season. And they're a much improved group because of his help.
Here is a handoff to Robinson, the former commander. Got a good block from George Kittle, who was in motion.
Robinson.
And a gain of 7.
Okay.
Well, this is what the 49ers do so well. Is George Kittle's such a big part of this. As he comes across, he's going to team up with the right guard, Dominic Pooney, and he just kicks it out. And they start moving bodies, and they then create the running lane for the running back. And it's impressive. But George Kittle, obviously, we all know what he does as a receiver. But as a blocking tight end, he's as good as there is.
Here's McCaffrey able to get a first down. And Christian McCaffrey reminding the Carolina Panthers what they missed the second they traded him back in 2022.
No question. And I know in talking with Kyle Shanahan, he felt that if he could handle the defensive front, that the 49ers are poised for a big rushing night in this game. The strength of Carolina defensively is that defensive front that you talked about, Joe. And as long as they can handle that, which is a big if, he feels that whether it's Christian McCaffrey or Brian Robinson, they're in for a big night.
Good protection for Purdy.
Purdy back.
Tight end Farrell and Luke on first down gets 3. Sherrill is out there making his second straight start for the injured Trevin Wallace.
Yeah, a lot of banged up guys around the league this time of year, and so they're having to depend on some other players. And Sherrill, who had a really nice game last
Shout out to the
week.
3, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button when you come in, man.
Did a nice job, and he gets the nod again this evening.
Toss to
McCaffrey, let's go. Get that first.
Another first down. Got hit by Scott at the end. Merrick was in on the stop as well, but a gain of 9, and the methodical march down the field for San Francisco.
We watch this offensive front and the job that they do. They're all in unison coming off the line of scrimmage, and they just start moving people. And this running game coming into tonight has not lived up to the standard that we've seen from Kyle Shanahan over the years. And that's probably not going to change much by the end of the year based on where they are right now and not performing to their level. But I still think they're going to start running the ball a lot better than they have.
Touch number 8 on this first possession for McCaffrey. Pearsall was out there leading the way in a gain of 8.
A lot of unselfishness with this football team. And Ricky Pearsall, you can't play wide receiver in this offense if you're not willing to do some of the dirty work and get involved in the run game. Kyle Juszczyk, he's leading the way as well. There's a look at Pearsall and the job that he does, allowing McCaffrey to get on the edge.
McCaffrey is 1 touch short of a career high on an opening drive.
They got one diving off the field to avoid 12
Smith. It's second down and 2. Robinson spinning and driving for a 49er first down. They got him just before the season. Here we go. This is Turk Wharton, who is able to get off the field. And you're a baseball guy. Don't they tell you to run through the bag? That's better than diving if you're going to first base. I mean, he didn't think he was going to make it. I mean, that's all he had right there. 6'1", 280. See when he
I'm about to see 1, 280.
get back out on the field. 5 first downs on this opening possession. Another touch for McCaffrey. And he is bottled up at the line by Ashawn Robinson, and he had friends. Second down.
Ashawn Robinson have mentioned Derek Brown and what he's meant to the improved run defense. Ashawn Robinson, he's been a big part of that as well. He's been in this league a long time and a big body there in the middle. But this is where
What's the score? You just started.
defensively, the 49ers came out and put together a heck of a drive near the 3 points. It's a win defensively.
49ers have been good in the red zone. Last 5 games, 16 touchdowns, 19 trips. Here's Jennings.
Ooh, touchdown.
Tackles, touchdown 49ers.
Here's Nick Scott right in the middle at free safety. And so Purdy knows he's got to put it right on him. And Juwan Jennings knows he's going to get hit at the same time. He covers up the football. They don't get him to the ground, and he's able to score.
New kicker Matt Gay knocks it through. And an 8-minute.
Get off of me. Broke 3 tackles.
Juwan Jennings gets his 4th touchdown of the year. He's really made himself into a productive number 2 receiver. He is big. He is 6'3", 212. 3 guys couldn't bring him down. Nick Scott Chris Barnes and J.C. Horn, and that was a statement drive by the 49ers as they showed everything and ended up 49ers doing the end zone. Here is Bryce Young, and that was a franchise record, 448. He threw 4 in that overtime win against Atlanta last week. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and making his 3rd career primetime start. A pretty impressive night, and one you really would not have anticipated. They hadn't thrown for 200 yards since week 2, so they had not gotten a lot out of their passing game, and then they come out last week on the road. He has a heck of a night. This is a defense that's not the same as what we're accustomed to seeing. I'm just curious to see how he follows up that performance here tonight. Rico Dowdle in the back.
Hand out to Rico.
There's a lot of room to maneuver. He wasn't touched until he went about 4 yards, and that's what he gets as Mustafa came up to make the tackle. Cade Mays, their normal center, couldn't go tonight, out with an ankle injury, so Austin Corbin makes his 4th start at center. They've had a revolving door in that offensive line, and there are the backs and receivers. And the number 8 overall pick, Teteroa McMillan, is good as they could have hoped for. And they got him out of Arizona in this past draft.
Come on.
2nd down and 6. Young in trouble.
Oh, Young in trouble. Oh. Ooh, that boy got hit. But he got that mug out, though.
See if it's coming back.
And he got that mug completed.
Holding. Offense number 7.
Oh, yeah, it's coming back. Holding.
They get Aquanu, the left tackle, and Brodie Tough. I talk about these pass rushers and the inability to really affect the quarterback for much of the season. Bryce Huff has been one of the bright spots. There's the hold on Aquanu, but he's been one of the real bright spots for this defense and being able to get to the quarterback.
2nd down and 16 as a result. Eliminates that 9-yard completion to Tommy Tremble.
Bryce Young completed to Dowdle. Rico.
The play is made by Upton Stout, a rookie from Western Kentucky who has really stood out for defensive coordinator Robert Saleh. We look at the defense. There's their group up front. They're led in sacks, as Troy said, by Bryce Huff. They have lost Fred Warner and now Tatum Bethune. So they've got Curtis Robinson making his first NFL starting line.
Oh, yeah, Fred Warner.
Defensive backs. That was Upton Stout, the nickel corner, who made that tackle 3rd and 13. Hand off to Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba.
Brought down short of 1st down yardage. Head coach Dave Canales very aggressive on 4th down. Will he think about going for it here? And the answer is, well, maybe he thought about it, but his answer is, I'm going to punt.
Well, it was an interesting decision then on 3rd down to run the football. If they got more out of it than what you would anticipate to bring up a 4th and 3, and I really thought he might go for it. The analytics would tell you that he should, and he has been one of the more aggressive head coaches, Joe, as you said, going for it on 4th down, but he elects to punt.
Drive stalled because of that hold as Martin hits a beauty. It is high, it's hanging. Will it stay out of the end zone? It checks up inside the 10. Good punt by Sam Martin, about as good as he could do.
Sam.
Offense will go back to.
Look at Christian. Look at Christian McCall. Appreciate the like, whoever hit the like button, man. He gonna pull up on me. And if you think I'm stunting, I'll put that on my mama. Stay up in something, that's why I stay with the child. I have my first with the child. I bust that first with your cowards. Christian.
Home and auto at progressive.com.
Christian.
Black Ops 7 available now, rated M for mature.
Yeah, boy. Bro. Black Ops Cell.
The Denver area on to Stanford. Drafted by the Carolina Panthers in 2017.
Which one better, bro? Black Ops 7 better?
In 2022, and he was busy on that opening possession. And when I talked with Kyle Shanahan, I said, I asked him, are you worried about wearing this guy out? You know, he has had some injuries.
Oh, Black Ops 7 better or Battlefield 6?
To him. Purdy down the middle.
Oh, Purdy threw a pick.
J.C. Horn. And then he gets dumped by Juszczyk, but it's an early takeaway for this Carolina defense. And a return of 14 yards on Horn's fourth interception of the year. This is a great play by J.C. Horn. Because I understand what Purdy was trying to do. He just wants to lay this ball and let Jennings then go run into it. It's a little behind him, and Horn's in his hip pocket.
Yeah,
he
threw it
makes a great
behind
play
him.
on the ball. Jennings knows that he's in trouble, and he's not able to get his hand on the ball and play defense. And Purdy knows that just the ball location alone is what gave Horn a great opportunity to make the play. He's the only Carolina Panther defender with multiple interceptions this season. He's got his fourth. That Buckeye Canal is looking a lot better now. Yeah. From the 16. Young out to his right as they put him on the move, and they'll tuck and go and turn it into a decent pickup on first down as he gets 4. Let's go back to the interception.
He gained the 4. He gained 4 yards.
Brock Purdy, that's his 5th on his season. It's just a great play by J.C. Horn.
Why he didn't dump it off?
Being able to stay with the receiver, lock up with him, and then undercut the football. Does an outstanding job to set for his 4th interception. Here's Dowdle. Well handled by Jordan.
Rico.
A gain of 3, so third down cover. We're already at 2.5 left in the first quarter. Well, these possessions become big, and Carolina overall has not been great on the year. And last week, as good as that performance was, they were not good in the red zone. They could have ran away with that one had they been a little bit better. But you look at this now, and don't pick it up here. You got to believe it. For the defense, he's got a first down. Mustafa made the tackle, but everybody was flowing to the right defensively. And Bryce Young carried for 6. It's first and goal. Yeah, good job by Bryce Young here as he reads it and he gets out on the edge. And Mustafa, I tell you, you see him in your sights. It's a good job of Bryce at least avoiding a big hit. Mustafa, he's as big a hitter as there is at the safety position. Minimal damage, and he picks up the first down. Extra offensive lineman in there, Jake Curran for the Panthers on first and goal. Young keeps. He's got a pick, and he's picked by Jair Brown. Evans was the target, the rookie tight end. Jair Brown gets his first interception of the year as he takes it right back for San Francisco. Fred Warner loving every bit of it. The injured Fred Warner. His defense gives Brock Purdy.
Fred. Let's go, Brock. I had some beef with some niggas. I struck over the partner. Bro, what a freak did I put that water at? Them niggas stuff on. I mean, Nico, what they do? Not stuff on, but Offset going outside. Appreciate it. I have some beef with some that's over they partner. They got the pit bag. Oh, Miami Pits. I'm streaming that game.
Another look at that interception by
Brown.
Jair Brown. He's just reading the quarterback. Jair. As Bryce Young gets outside the pocket, I thought he could have kept it and ran it in for a pretty easy touchdown, but Jair Brown, he's reading them the entire way. He understands the concept and what they're trying to do. The tight end, Evans, coming in behind him, and he just falls back into it and makes a great play on the ball.
Come on, Chris. Christian.
And McCaffrey, who is not a big guy. He's not built like a pounding running back, but he's always played like one.
Dang, I forgot that they is Monday.
Coming out of Stanford, is he big enough? Can he handle the game? He's not that tall, but he's not slight. He's a thicker running back and a guy that just wants to be out there and wants the football, and he's held up. Yeah, you're right, Joe. When he was coming out of Stanford,
and now go creep through the city.
How small he was. He's just short. He's not small at all. I mean, he's got some size, and then the way that he trains, he gives himself the best opportunity.
Christian. Let's go, Christian.
He's going to be tired tonight. Made a man miss. Catch, first down. Claude Sherrills could not bring him down initially, and McCaffrey, who leads the league in first down this season by a mile, gets another one for San Francisco. And if they want the first quarter to end without another play, they can let it expire.
Well, we showed that shot of him when he was at the Super Bowl because of his dad, Ed McCaffrey, and you got to believe that some of the things that he's able to do as a receiver are a credit to what Ed McCaffrey's taught him over the years when he was growing up.
Trying to get the Panthers to jump, they will not. 49ers have run 18 plays. 11 touches for McCaffrey.
11 touches for McCaffrey. bust a G. For sure, Nico. $380.
Have a chip on his shoulder when he runs the ball because, like you guys said, when he first came out of college, he said he was put in a box of getting a scat bag, someone who couldn't run between the tackles. And he said, despite all of his successes, that still motivates him. And he said,
Come on.
always be a running back at all.
Yeah, he said
Come on, bro. What else?
Whatever's asked of him. Here is Robinson on the catch. And the former Washington Commander is able to get 3 as Purdy was just avoiding a sack. This was a really nice moment before the game with the great, Roger Craig.
I agree. Roger Craig in his career, he got emotional. You see, he's telling him he's the man. And that was a moment for those two guys, and the respect, obviously, that Christian has for Roger Craig, who was playing back when his father was, and it's a pretty moving deal.
Yeah, it really is.
Roger Craig up for the Hall of Fame, and hopefully gets in.
Yeah. I mean, for people of a certain age, he set the standard. 3-time Super Bowl champion, was a perfect running back for Bill Walsh West Coast offense, which relied on running backs catching the ball for
Marshall Falk.
Running backs who have rushed for 1,000 yards and received 1,000+ yards in a single season in NFL history. And he is on that very... you could read his lips saying, that's my boy right there. He loves Christian McCaffrey. And those are 2 of the men with Marshall Falk on that very short list. Here is McCaffrey, and Roger Craig's man is going to be about a yard short of the first down. As Chris Barnes, who was elevated again from the practice squad, made the tackle, and on 4th down, the offense stays out there for Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, not surprised by this decision at all. I will follow up with Roger Craig. I would tell you that Joe Montana, Jerry Rice,
She had an attitude
any
to
of the others, they would
me.
tell you that he's certainly deserving. So hopefully it
I
happens.
smacked that pussy to me.
8 for 15 on the 49ers going for it on 4th down this season. And it's Brock Purdy who's going to get it. Taking it right behind his center, Jake Brendel.
Well, interestingly enough, Joe, Derek Brown, he was not in the game. He was over on the sideline, so that certainly makes things a little bit easier for Brock Purdy on this quarterback sneak. You're just looking for that little crease, and he sees it, right off the right cheek there of his center. Just gets his legs moving and picks it up pretty easily.
Troy,
It's your birthday.
I don't think my conversion.
Come on, Brock Purdy, what we doing?
Your heart wasn't in it. Here's McCaffrey. McCaffrey on 1st down is going to be knocked down at the 41 of game 3.
We heard Lisa's report on McCaffrey saying he doesn't care if he runs the ball or catches the ball a yard's a yard. And the impressive thing about this 49ers team is they've got a lot of guys that are made like Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, and Kyle Juszczyk, Fred Warner. I mean, it is about as unselfish a group of superstars as I've really ever been around or heard from. They're all cheering for one another, and all they want to do is go out and win a football game.
2nd down and 7. Purdy able to pull it down and get the first down.
Even Brock Purdy done got fast a little bit.
Brings up a point about Kyle known as a premier play caller, but I think this year has shown that Kyle, who's very tough, very inspiring as a head coach, he's decisive. He doesn't let his team wilt. They've gone through all these injuries, and yet here they are at 7-4. They're shorthanded. Their superstars aren't there, especially on defense. But this is a tough team to play.
I agree. There weren't very high expectations for this football team coming into the season because of all the guys they lost. Really good football players. And they've weathered these injuries. Their best football still out ahead of them.
Purdy able to survey and Juwan Jennings, who has a touchdown in this ball game, gets 4. Well, here are the injuries. 49ers are tired of looking at this list and thinking about it. They missed Brock Purdy for 8 games. Pearsall was out for 6. Kittle missed 5 with a hamstring. Ayuk has not played. Bosa out for the season. Warner out for the season.
Bosa.
There are those two great linebackers. And when you talk
Nick
about Ayuk,
Bosa.
you look at Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. Ayuk, it seems like this has been a big story out here all week. They played his last down for the 49ers.
Yeah, that went south in a hurry.
Here is Purdy, has the ball batted back by Derek Brown, who makes his presence felt.
Hard to believe exactly what's happening there and whether or not we will see Brandon Ayuk again. He's obviously a heck of a football player. The organization thought so when they extended him last
Nick
year and locked him up. And,
Bosa.
going back to all those injuries, Joe, last year, this team, it seems like for the last several years, really, since Kyle took over as head coach, they've just lost so many key players. They were without McCaffrey for most of the season, along with Ayuk when he injured that knee, and also Kittle and Debo and Juwan Jennings, and yet, they went through it again this year, and somehow Kyle Shanahan has kind of found a way to hold it together and keep them in the hunt.
Play clock was expiring, and before a 3rd and 6. Timeout is taken by Brock Purdy. Up 7.
If Nationwide can be a great
Sale.
insurance and financial services company, what's stopping you from being so much more than one thing?
It's your
what inspired me to create
birthday.
the Motivating Network. Are you ready? Let's hear it. Motivate. Others. Blue. Insurance and financial services. I get emotional saying the acronyms that include Nationwide. I try. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
While the 49ers face a 3rd down here, 3rd down and 6, they are on their 3rd kicker of the year, Matt Gay. Eddie Pinheiro pulled his hamstring last week in that win at Arizona. They started the year with former 3rd-round pick Jake Moody. So Pinheiro is out, and Matt Gay, who has bounced around in his NFL career, is now the kicker for San Francisco after being let go by the Commanders. It's 3rd down and 6. Purdy down the middle for Pearsall.
Oh, he threw another pick.
By Mike Jackson. How about these two corners? J.C. Horn first. And now Mike Jackson with his 2nd of the night for Carolina. Trying to get it to Pearsall. Mike Jackson said nope. Carolina's ball.
Overthrew it. Cause of what they do. Fun what they do. Golly dog. College basketball. College basketball. Hold on. Yeah, another pick. They better start throwing picks.
2 interceptions.
Bite the bite like that. It ain't good. Throwing picks ain't good.
In front of Ricky Pearsall on that 3rd down pick, throwing a moment ago. Here's Bryce Young rolling out to his left, able to get it to the rookie.
Bro.
McMillan back to the pick. Yeah, you go back and take a look. Brock Purdy, as he moves up in the pocket, he probably could have kept it and ran with it and picked up the first down.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah,
right in front of him. I don't necessarily dislike the decision to try to hit the home run shot to Pearsall, but it's just another throw that's gotten behind him. So the 2 throws that he's not put the ball.
Yeah, he could have got that first, bro.
They see Horn on the first interception and then Mike Jackson there. Here's a handoff on 2nd down to Chuba Hubbard. He lost his starting spot.
He definitely could have got that first. What y'all got going on? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Double tap that screen if you haven't.
Signing a 1-year deal with former Dallas Cowboy and just went off. Yeah, he really did those 2 games.
Break your finger. Just
200 yards in one game, 180 yards in the other, and kind of took over as running back 1 from that moment on. 3rd down and 2. Good pocket. McMillan dropped.
He heard footsteps. That's why he dropped it.
Receiving yards and a 1st down in his pocket.
He heard footsteps. That's why he dropped it.
That is one area that he has struggled. He's got 5 drops on the season, and he's got good hands. I mean, coming into the league, he's got good hands. Just a lack of concentration there. You mentioned just no pass rush on Bryce Young whatsoever. And Tedero McMillan, who's had a great rookie year, just unable to make the catch on what would have been a nice conversion, and them to be
He dropped that too.
possession of the football. They've done nothing with the 2 interceptions. Carolina has gone 3 and out, then the interception, now another 3 and out. And here's a nice punt by Sam Martin.
He dropped the piece.
Down to the 17. They bridge on a beautiful night in November.
Look at that drop from KLC. Pot pie. Pot pie hot fries. What y'all got going on though, man? Man, all that fake junk trying to trying to get views and jump with that fake behind jump. Popeyes, hot fries, hot fries. Pelvis. I gotta give me another gaming chair, bro. My damn massage cord done broke.
Stream free only on Prime Video. Fourth possession for the 49ers.
Holding in McCaffrey fumbled the ball.
There's a fumble, and the Panthers had a shot at it, but it's recovered by San Francisco.
McCaffrey done
Golden
fumbled.
opportunity for their third takeaway. As you watch this ball get knocked out, as it was punched by Umanmi Ellen. And then two different players, including Merrick, had a clear chance at it, but instead it's McKivitz for San Francisco.
Yeah, it's McKivitz who's just chasing down the play. Good things happen around the football, and you're right. The Panthers had a couple guys right there to make it.
You gotta hold on tight to the ball. McCaffrey?
Great hustle by McKivitz to keep possession of the football.
Here is McCaffrey left side, and not much. Merrick in on the stop again, and Bam Martin Scott joined him a gain of 2.
Well, you look at this defense. I mean, they've been on the field a lot here in this first half, and the offense for Carolina unable to really get much going, and they have to get back out there and almost able to give the offense another short field to see what they could do with it. But a much improved group from where they were a year ago. They were near the bottom or at the bottom in virtually every statistical category, and they made great progress. They're doing all they can to keep this team in it.
Second down. Play action. Purdy.
Again, Brock.
And this crowd.
Put Brock on the bench.
J.C. Horn has nobody to his side, and so he's able to fall off and just read the eyes. It's a great job by J.C. Horn. That's the third throw that Brock Purdy has made over 15 yards in the air, and it's the third interception of the night. J.C. Horn, as he runs across, he undercuts it. He's on the other side of the field playing corner, but nobody was in his area. He's just simply reading Purdy and seeing that in-breaking route and undercuts it. Brock Purdy never sees him, nor should he have seen him. Just a great play by J.C. Horn.
And there are the numbers on 15-yard throws this season.
Brock, he's still injured. Sit down.
3 tonight, as Troy said. And the Panthers, who came in with 7 interceptions, have 3. And here they are again. This one is caught by Horn, and Jimmy Horn Jr., who is a rookie from Colorado, with a nice catch and run. And a rare first down for Carolina, got 11.
Watch him here, J.C. Horn. You see, nobody is to his side. They keep Kittle in, and then he kind of helps out with blocking and frees him up. And he's able to undercut Pearsall. The first 2 interceptions by Purdy, poor ball placement. That one, there's no quarterback that's going to feel the opposite corner undercutting that route.
Dowdle will try the left side. And a good run.
Dowdle.
A gain on the play of 7 as we send it down to Laura Rutledge.
Man, bro, you need to sit down somewhere, bro. You throwing interceptions. You threw 3 interceptions. You threw three interceptions, same game.
A win here tonight as Teteroa White Gloves comes in on the sideline. If they win here tonight, they are in first place all alone in the NFC South. Yeah, it's a big game for them, and they want to show what they're about here on primetime television. They don't get a lot of these opportunities. Big toss. Young out to his right. No one open. And out of bounds he goes as he's chased by Ukuwanu. No game.
We'll see what Dave Canales is thinking.
No
There's no question that
game.
the defense had been on the field a lot. They've been able to create these takeaways. The offense hasn't really done anything with it. And, is he going to be aggressive here, thinking that it's, hey, we've got 4 downs to get this thing in. It'll be interesting to follow
3 interceptions, bro.
Here on the next 2 plays.
Quick throw out on the edge as Coker takes it inside the 5. Jair Brown has got an interception for San Francisco. Made the stop, and it's 3rd down and goal. And I know what you're saying. I know where the league is right now with regard to 4th downs and the general feeling about field goals. But if they don't get it here on 3rd down and goal, I'd be hard-pressed to walk out of here still with no points.
Well, I would agree, and I think you've got to come away with something. But we all know how aggressive Canales has been. I think this down here is going to tell what he's thinking.
Here's Hubbard out of the backfield. The stopper comes up to make the stop. And now the decision is even easier. A loss on the play of 4.
Field goal, y'all gonna go for it.
Comes on for Carolina.
Yeah, no question, Joe. They get the ball out quick. They've got a blocker out in front, and hoping maybe they can extended handoff and run this in. Just an excellent play there by the 49ers. Didn't give them a chance at all. No decision to be made. And they've got to come away with a field goal.
25-yard try by the rookie Ryan Fitzgerald, undrafted from Florida State. He's made 3 game winners this season, including last week in overtime in Atlanta. 49ers defense is so good.
Who that? $0. $0. 23.
66 through 2 touchdown passes and caught one.
Great play on the touchdown reception that he had, bro. That was awesome. That was excellent.
Here's Sky Moore, 33-yarder. Here's Sky Moore, who had that big return last week. Turns one in here tonight. Savani Richardson made the stop. And we'll take a look at the playoff picture as only creative minds can bring it to you. Thanksgiving approaching, the playoff picture, you got the division leaders there at the adults table. And then you've got the kids table, the wild card leaders at the moment. There's 7 spots up for grabs. And then these teams are on the outside looking in. Work with Jason Rickle and his crew.
Let's get there.
Here's Pearson making the catch, and Tershawn Wharton Turk. As they
Hold on,
call
what
out
they
there,
do?
stop coming up on the 2-minute warning here.
Rashad, what they do? Appreciate it.
Nobody's jumping. Second down and 10 when we come back.
I got you. I got you. I gotta let my phone charge a little bit. Hey, I know the feeling, my boy. Definitely know that feeling. I'll stop that. That John had me. I don't know. That John had me feeling some type of way. Dang, not 2 to the face. It's not. That was it. Feel like Snoop. Feel like Snoop Dogg. Not Snoop. Not D-O-double-G.
Coming up on the All-State halftime first half takeaways with MVP Ryan Clark, Jason Kelsey, and Hoovers back to 3 minutes. As fast as 3 minutes. Chiefs back over 500. What a game that was. Coming back down 11 in the fourth quarter. To say nothing of what the Cowboys did. Down 21.
Cowboys ain't nothing.
They went 24 unanswered.
Dang.
Back to 500.
Come on, Purdy. Don't throw another interception. Okay, bet. There go Kittle.
And a big chunk play of 25 yards to George Kittle. Yeah, good job by Kittle. He finds the soft spot. He had McCaffrey in front of him, but that's not Purdy's style. It doesn't matter what's happened up to this point. He is going to keep chunking it down the field. It's really kind of what he does. And at times it's amazing, and then at other times we see what we've seen in this first half with some of the interceptions.
That is not his
He's not
style.
going to take off the gas, that's for sure. And he does a nice job finding Kittle in the open seam. 49ers' longest play of the night. Here's another one high and nearly picked. That would have been the fourth. Kittle was the target. And along those lines,
Definitely,
what you just
definitely
said,
holiday
when we
week.
talked to Kyle Shanahan,
Look at him, almost
he
threw
said
another
he will
interception.
not give up on a play. Talking about Purdy, it's what makes it great and what drives him nuts sometimes. And we've seen examples of that here tonight.
Yeah, and you watch him play at all. I mean, he is not going to give up on a play. He's got a lot of confidence in his ability to place the ball where he wants to. And, you know, like Kyle Shanahan said, it's his greatest strength. It's also his greatest weakness. It's true for all of us when it comes to that. But he got away with one there. That very easily could have been a score.
2nd and 10, good protection. Kittle dropped it. Merrick was there, but Kittle couldn't make the catch. Carolina has
George
3
Kittle, you
timeouts.
got to hold on to that.
Completion with 1:09 remaining in the half.
And this offense, when you look at it, Joe, they got the 25-yard completion to Kittle just moments ago. Prior to that, you know, their longest play had been about 12 yards. They just have not been the big play offense that we've seen of them, and they've got to do it a little bit differently than they have in the past. And you just kind of wonder what is going through Brock Purdy's mind, because when you start throwing some of those, it does tend to have an effect.
3rd down and 10 here. Here's another throw.
Another, he almost threw another pick.
Who had the best shot at it. Matt Gay will come on to attempt his first field goal as a 49er.
Didn't look like Purdy and Juwan Jennings were on the same page, which is a little unusual because of how precise this passing game is and the fact that they've worked together. And Juwan Jennings looked like he was laboring a little bit getting at the top of his route, but just the ball nowhere close, and 49er faithful beginning to express some of their displeasure.
47-yard try by Matt Gay. He's able to knock it through.
Come on, let's go.
Won a kicking competition during the week to get this nod.
For
The
real.
former Washington Commanders makes it a 7-point game again. One of the great cities of the world, San Francisco, California. Their 49ers up 7.
Appreciate it, Nico.
Visas fraud protection.
Oh, Mario.
Limited plan.
Come on.
And on Thanksgiving, we've got some great games on.
Hold on, Nico.
Yeah, Green Bay, Detroit, Kansas City, Dallas, Ravens and Bengals, and then on Black Friday we talked about earlier. Here is a return by ETN.
WWE undisputed champion, World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk, Jimmy, and Jay Uso, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre, Braun,
for this national holiday, and that's about as good a slate of games as you can have on a Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets. And it seems like the NFL always kind of hits the bullseye when it comes to
War
schedule.
Games.
You know, the way
When is War Games? Ain't it Saturday?
this game we have tonight, and the way that these teams have played coming into it, haven't played like that in this one, but a lot on the line in this one.
Here's a pass caught by the tight end Sanders, and Jatavian Sanders is good for 6. They do have 3 timeouts.
Okay, yeah, I could definitely gotta watch that. I might not even stream the
Coming up on 30 seconds left as this bounces in.
I might not. I'm probably ain't even gonna do no stream Saturday.
As he caught it on a hop, and it's 3rd down and 4.
Well, you look at this first half for Carolina offensively, they've run 18 plays. Bryce Young has 28 yards passing, so coming off that 440-yard performance last week, and tonight they're right back to what they had been for pretty much the entire season, just getting nothing out of the passing game, and I think it's caused Canals play this drive just a little bit conservatively.
Need a first down. And he and McMillan talking about Bryce Young on different pages of the playbook, and it is a quick 3 and out. And now with 2 timeouts remaining, the 49ers will get the ball back. And they'll go back on offense, leading by 7. By the way, Carolina will get the kickoff to start the second half. This has not been a good half of football offensively, well, really for either side, but definitely for Carolina.
Yeah, it has not been the performance that Carolina was hoping for.
Tracy, 23-yard line, loss of down, 4th down. I mean, they call intentional grounding here. I mean, from where I'm standing, he and the receiver, McMillan, were just not on the same page.
Yeah, but Joe, it doesn't make a difference. The officials are not going to try to mind read what they're trying to do. It's only about whether the ball goes into an area with an eligible receiver. It's not. That's a good call for intentional grounding.
Okay. There is the element of whether he was trying to avoid the sack, but which I agree with you, Joe. I mean, it was pretty obvious that, and I understand what you're saying, Russell, but it's pretty obvious it was just them not being on the same page.
And I think Dave Canales is letting the officials hear about that right now as 2 of them leave his side and go back to officiate. Punt upcoming from Sam Martin. Good snap by J.J. Jansen in his 17th year. And a fair catch called by Sky Moore. Let's go back to the intentional grounding just because it's fun to talk about. We can argue with Russell Yerk about it, but see if this ball was tipped, and it was.
Yeah, that ball definitely tipped.
Left the hand of Bryce Young.
And once again, like we heard a couple of weeks ago, tipping doesn't automatically take off intentional grounding. It can be taken into consideration. I don't think that's
definitely tipped.
I still like that.
Okay, agree to disagree. We're going to put it to the committee. You're outvoted 2-1.
Well, that 10 yards could be big. I mean, I know there's only 17 seconds, but...
Hey, appreciate the 7 light, whoever hit it, man.
From the 35, Purdy.
What, Purdy?
Finds Kittle, who leaks out and is trying to dive for a first down. And now a timeout will be taken by the 49ers with 8 seconds left in this first half. So
we're 3 lights away from 10.
Along with Troy Aikman, and there's plenty for Carolina to talk about that at the half. Offensively, they have not been able to do nothing. And I mean, with this half has not been good for Brock Purdy either.
No, it hasn't. I expected, everyone did. You don't come into a game like this not expecting an offense to do more than what Carolina's done, especially against a defense. And Robert Saleh would tell you that they've got to do it a little differently. They're not able to get after the quarterback the way that they once did. They're near the bottom in terms of getting pressure. And then they also play a lot of zone coverage. So it opens up a lot of things in the intermediate zones of the field. And yet Carolina just simply has not been able to take advantage of any of it.
They put a second back on the clock. 9
Purdy.
seconds remain. Ward cannot bring down Purdy. who is able to find Kittle, and they're going to say incomplete with 3 seconds left.
Yeah.
It's an incomplete pass. That'll bring the ball back near the 45, and definitely his feet were out of bounds.
We'll see what they got up their sleeve here. If they're going to try to air one out, got a long way to throw it if that's the case, but they've got time for one play.
Air one out.
So this will do it for the half, barring a defensive foul. Dave Canales
We
wants to
finna
use
chill
one of his
and
timeouts
pack stream
to talk about it.
halftime because I don't be having nobody on my stream.
Show you the night for Brock Purdy. It hasn't been pretty. J.C. Horn got his first of 2.
One.
Flashing in front of Juwan Jennings. And then Mike Jackson
2.
in the end zone in front of Ricky Pearsall. And then
3.
Horn again coming from the other side, undercutting that throw. And it's been a frustrating
That
half.
nigga do 3.
Those guys have held on defensively. They've done their part.
Yeah, I already know you. You
On the
do.
offensive
You
side of the
the
ball,
only
yet
one that be
it's a
standing in the
one-possession
mud.
game. They got to feel awfully good about that as they come out. They'll have possession of the football to start the second half.
Birdie underneath. McCaffrey adds to the stats, takes it down inside the 40, and that'll do it for the first half of football in a 7-point game. And like Troy just said, Carolina gets the ball to start the second half. The Panthers, 19 more yards on the pile.
For sure, go. Come on, y'all boys gotta turn up. Amy, what they do? Appreciate it. What they do. Appreciate the likes, man. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate it. What they do, Racks. We just chilling. Nah, I just want y'all to come over here to give me some the hit the like button. That's all. That's all. I feel you. I'm doing good. I'm doing smooth. Yeah, I'm doing smooth. I need to get this ESPN shit. Hold on real quick. Let me see how much this junk is. Oh, okay. Bet. I'm gonna get this junk next time. Cause this junk under $30, so I'm gonna get this junk next time. So it is what it is. My fault. Man, I can't even puff pass. I can't even puff no more. That junk had me so. Mm-hmm. Well, I wasn't feeling it for real. That's why I stopped. I wasn't even feeling that shit. That shit made me feel a little bit funny.
Marshall Faulk on the all-time rushing list. John Harbaugh's Ravens have won 5 straight. They're above water at 6-5. That's fitting because Baltimore and Michael Phelps, 23 gold medals, helped teach some of the Ravens swimming this past summer. Jags and Cardinals was fun in the desert. Trevor Lawrence to Parker Washington for Jacksonville, who win in overtime on a field goal of 7-4.
Go Jags.
Darnell Full Mooney. Falcons snap a 5-game losing streak win at New Orleans. The Browns had 10 sacks, and Shadur Sanders to Isaiah Bond. Shadur, the first Browns quarterback to win his first career start in 30 years. Of course, Prime Time Dad was there. Speaking of prime time,
That goes Shadur.
every Sunday night, 7:30 live on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. Monday through Wednesday, whenever you want it. Scotty?
Boomer, thanks. Touchdown the first drive of the game. Since then, there have been 4 turnovers and a couple near turnovers. Panthers get the ball out of the locker room. We'll see you when it's done. Enjoy the second half.
Thank you for watching the All
Hey, yeah. We Gucci. 3 minutes until the second half. Yeah.
This holiday
They are back.
Target. And moments ago. Alice.
Thanks, Joe. Dave, how about your defense? 3 interceptions in that first half. What can you say?
Unbelievable, giving us opportunities on offense. We had an interception on one of them. We're not taking
Oh,
advantage of our
shoot.
moments right there. You know, defense is playing great. Offense, we got to settle in. Make the catches, make the blocks. Simple football. We'll work ourselves back into this game.
What specifically do you want to see out of Bryce Young right here with the ball?
Yeah, just, you know, he's spraying it around pretty good, finding his guys. You know, we just have to take advantage of the red zone ops when we get them.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Joe.
Lord, thanks. A 5-12
Good
first year for
draw.
Dave Canales after coordinating the offense down in Tampa Bay. 6-5 this year, and with a win tonight, in first place all alone atop the NFC South. Here's a return by ETN. Ball's out. And
ETN plays. That's
as we take a look at the end of this play.
Trevor.
Got hit hard on that play by the rookie Nick Martin.
Nick Martin came in there and put a big hit on him. They're fortunate they're able to get back on it. That would have been a disaster to start that
That's
first
Travis ETN, little brother.
And they've got to find some way to get some offense, sustained offense going. Right now, J.C. Horn, their corner, has more catches than anybody on their offense. Tossed it down all over the right side. He's able to break a couple of tackles and still roll. Great start. Cannot made the stop, but a strong run of 17 yards by Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, that is a great start. This is vintage Rico Dowdle. When you watch him and the things that he's able to do, he's a violent runner, and they need to get him going. They need to get everybody going for that matter, as you know, Joe. But for him to be able to break some tackles, take a little bit of pressure off of Bryce Young and get something going on.
He probably would have been. He probably would have been gone.
Is down. They're starting right guard.
Is happening now.
Eccleton, as we welcome you back to Levi's Stadium.
Levi.
Just outside of Super Bowl 60, February 8th, 2026.
Bryce. Oh, he almost tripped.
Flag on the play, and Bryce Young with a nice gain on first down the play. Flag was thrown by Alex Kemp.
Based on where it's thrown,
Holding.
coming back.
Offense number 84.
Offense number 84.
They get the rookie tight end Mitchell Evans.
Can't seem to get anything going offensively, getting any type of rhythm. There's there's the hold on Evans. And, we showed the right guard, Chandler Zavala, who leads the game. Jake Curhan comes in for him. He's now their fourth guy to be playing at right guard. They just had a number of injuries there, starting with Robert Hunt. He went down early in the season, and then Brady Christensen, and kind of plays into all the different lineups. They've had up front. Hard to develop any consistency when you've had as much changeover as they've had at the O-line.
They're going to hand it down on first and 20.
Dotto, where you going?
Brought down immediately by Keon White, who was traded to this 49ers defense from the New England Patriots, a team we will see a week from tonight. The Red Hot Patriots, who will take on the New York Giants.
The Giants suck. Patriots are the dog Giants.
Yeah, they've been red hot. Looking forward to that game and given an opportunity to watch Drake May in action in person.
Second down and 18, four-man rush. Nice throw, hit in stride is Dowdle. And he is forced out of bounds by
Dowdle.
A gain of 11, which makes third down a little more manageable.
Yeah, it makes it at least a little more manageable. Good job by Bryce Young hitting them in stride. They lost contain with him on that swing route and made for a nice pickup. But this is a down that they just have not been able to convert on. They just had one through the evening, 1 of 5 on third down. And because of that, really not been able to get anybody involved offensively because they haven't been able to sustain drive.
Extra man on the rush, quick throw. It's broken up. McMillan the target, and Bernardo Green knocked it away. And the punt team comes on for Carolina.
Oh, Robert Saleh, he brings pressure, so they're locked up. And good coverage by Bernardo Green as he plays tough, plays physical. Just unable to get McMillan loose to get the ball into him.
Green, a second-round pick last year from Florida
Ain't
State.
even get it.
He has played well. Commodore Lenore, he has as well, opposite of him.
Another punt upcoming from Sam Martin. Sky Moore waits. It is out of his reach and into the end zone. So it's 49ers ball, leading by 7 at their own 20. See what Brock Purdy has in store after
Yeah, what Brock Purdy got? How many likes we got, chat? Y'all need to go ahead by that little ESPN jump, bro. I'm gonna get that Hulu jump. That bit only called 30. All right, 9 likes. Oh, shoot.
Injury update on the Carolina side.
Well, Joe, we'll start with their linebacker, Claudin Cherilus, who on this play was injured. He is out of this game with a concussion. And a developing story that we're watching, J.C. Horn is being evaluated for concussion as well. We saw him vomiting on the sideline after his second interception in the first half. He did go back out onto the field and play a little bit more, but has not come out of the locker room in the second half.
So Corey Thornton has taken his spot on the outside. Normally their nickel corner as McCaffrey makes a catch, and it's well played. Chris Barnes, who has taken the spot of Claudin Cherilus,
football
is there to make the stop and
to
get him just one.
Well, Corey Thornton, as you mentioned, Joe, he's the undrafted free agent. He played last
football
week as the
2
nickel,
hours.
and they love this guy and what he's able to do. He clearly made the team.
No,
but
football 3 hours.
He's now playing outside
Basketball should be
injury
2.
to J.C. Horn, and they're going to be relying on him. They were keeping him at nickel again tonight because he did perform so well last week, but a little bit of a change in positions here in this second half.
Here's a handoff to Robinson. He was able to break free from Derek Brown and then ends up falling forward for 4 and a third down coming up.
Those defense, you've got to be pleased with what they've been able to do. I mean, you're able to create the takeaways that they were able to there in that first half. The offense really did next to nothing, and yet it's a one-possession game. And so it appears that they're going to have to be the ones, and that's a lot of pressure on this unit. And they have improved, but still, for them to try to keep this team in it.
Here is Kittle. Good throw and catch and a first down.
Come on, Kittle.
And just to finish the story on the corner situation, Shaw Smith Wade is taken over as that slot nickel corner. And a first down conversion on a perfect throw to Kittle.
Really good throw, nice conversion. Christian McCaffrey does a good job in blitz pickup, giving Purdy the time to make that throw.
Turning to Kittle again. Trackled.
Let go, Kittle.
Gain of 6.
Well, these safeties for Carolina, they're an impressive bunch. Whether it's Trayvon Merrick or Nick Scott, it's a physical group. And we've seen Merrick now a few times in this game in the open field make pretty good tackles. That's not an easy one to make either. He did it early in the game on McCaffrey. He does it there on Kittle. You see that Brock Purdy, he's being a little bit more cautious with the football on this drive, taking the easy throws.
McCaffrey, full head of steam, and he's got another 49er first down.
Well, we mentioned the year that Christian McCaffrey is having rushing the football. He hasn't had an average this low since his rookie year there with Carolina. And you watch him, and he's still playing at an extremely high level. And the biggest difference in this run game has been a little bit like I talked about with the passing game. They just have had a hard time coming up with big plays. He's only had one 20-yard run on the year, and it was last week, and it was 20 yards exactly. So he hasn't been able to break off these big runs the way that he had in prior years.
He's picked up 7 first downs in tonight's game. He gives way to Robinson. And he's got good blocking out on the edge from the tight end Farrell and others. Ransom on the tackle, gain of 8. Time now for our total replay brought to you by Chewy. We'll watch tonight just a sliver of it for McCaffrey.
There's so much that you can do with him. It's one of the big reasons why they made the trade that they did. He's just one of those versatile athletes. And the way that he runs the football, what they're able to do with him in the passing game as well. And you combine that with the creativity of Kyle Shanahan and do a lot of stuff, and they do.
Robinson is able to break through Wharton's tackle and get a first down. Well, you think about how they got him. They picked him up.
First down.
For 2022, they gave up 4 draft picks, but there was not a first-round draft pick that was given up to get somebody that is that vital to an offense. He was all-world in 2023, his first full year. There's John Lynch. general manager who pulled off that deal. Last year played 4 games, had that ACL tear and Achilles tendonitis. And Robinson on first down is able to get 1. And ironically
Achilles
enough,
tendonitis.
Christian McCaffrey's last touchdown with Carolina, a team that took him 8th overall in 2017, was in 2022 against San Francisco.
That's right, and he kind of knew that he was going to be traded. And talking with his agent, he thought that he was going to be traded to the Los Angeles Rams, and then got the word that he was going to be coming back to the Bay Area with the 49ers.
After that play, A'Shaun Robinson injured. He's able to get up and jog off the field. We'll take a break. 2nd down and 9 when we come back.
Hey. Hey. Hold on, chat. Come on, Christian. Come on, Christian. We back.
Shaw Smith-Wade. 3rd down and 6. Wide open is Jennings.
First down. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third.
Completion on 3rd down and 6. Yeah, really nice job here by Brock Purdy, because Carolina does a pretty good job here of trying to give a little bit of a different look post-snap. And Purdy picks it up pretty easily and sees what they're trying to do, comes underneath to that voided zone to Juwan Jennings, and he does a good job after the catch of picking up that first down. It becomes big for the 49ers. And Brock Purdy, obviously with those takeaways, the way this game has gone, even 3 points at this stage of the game would be huge.
Toss to McCaffrey, gets to the edge. Got through a tackle by Portland.
Come on, Cal.
And ends up getting 7. now Corey Thornton is down.
Wow, that's going to impact them in the plays. You
Corey
look at the plays
Thornton.
that San Francisco's had versus Carolina. They're
Thornton
just had enough
Corey.
against Carolina. The defense been on the field too much.
So Thornton is down. They've lost J.C. Horn. We'll take a break and come back. 2nd and 3. Walk off the field. Shaw Smith-Wade now plays on the outside. They're down 2 corners in this game. 2nd down and 3. Play number 13 on this drive. Toss to McCaffrey. Gets blocking.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. From 12 yards out, he gets touchdown number 7 on the ground this season.
Yeah, it was the perimeter run game on this possession that they were able to utilize and take advantage of. Juszczyk leads the way. They also got a nice block on the outside by wide receiver Juwan Jennings. He kind of secures that edge that allowed McCaffrey to get wide. It was a great drive from San Francisco.
Against his former team, first time he's faced the Panthers.
Keep spinning, keep spinning. Yeah.
To spotlight the causes closest to their hearts, visit NFL.com/mycausemycleats to learn their stories, bid on their cleats, and support the charities making a difference. You see Tetaroa McMillan right there. He's actually wearing two different ones to represent two different causes, and Joe will tell you a little bit more about those in just a moment.
Yeah, it's a special night for that. We'll hear more from Laura about Tetaroa. Is he in the offense? They got to get to work. Now down 14 points, under 5 to go third quarter, and a return from ETN back to Laura.
So one of his shoes represents First Down Faith Foundation, very important to him, but the other represents the Hui Mighty I Na Foundation that's founded by his grandmother, Blanche McMillan. It's a homeless community program that provides village-style housing, essential facilities, and long-term support for those facing hard times in Hawaii. You see Blanche there with Tetaroa. She's incredibly proud of what he's doing, especially of the efforts posting his heart.
He is having a tremendous rookie season, but not doing much tonight. Nobody in this offense is. Bryce Young buying time and can't hook up with Tetaroa as he heads out of bounds, 2nd and 10.
I'll follow up on Laura's report there. I just like to tip a hat to Miles Garrett of the Cleveland Browns. His my cause, my cleat honor, and a good friend of ours, Joe, and Dave Loftenberg lost his son, Luke Loftenberg. And just want to thank Miles Garrett for his efforts in bringing some awareness to cancer and the fight that so many are facing.
2nd down and 10.
What?
Here's Hubbard, makes a nice move and is able to get a first down. And boy, did the Panthers need that. He got around Pinnock and Robinson on his way to a first down and a 14-yard gain.
Well, it's a good start. I mean, you look at this and you ask yourself, is Carolina really built to come back? And the answer to that simply is it has not been. And they're not throwing the football well tonight. Their longest play in this game is a run by Rico Dowdle of 17 yards, but I don't think they have to abandon the run. There's still a lot of time. They just need to focus on getting a score and turning this back into a one-possession game.
Back to Hubbard.
Hubbard.
Is able to get 4. Panthers
I
did
didn't
come
beat up
back
my
last week, down 14 in the second quarter to win at Atlanta in overtime. They've rallied 2 times to win ball games. They come into tonight's game having won 5 of 7. And again, if they're somehow able to come back and get a win tonight, this will be the latest in a season they'll be in first place since 2015, the year they went to the Super Bowl in this stadium. Lost to Denver on 2nd down. Here's Hubbard. He's busy. He's got another first down and a little something for Carolina on this possession. A gain of 10.
Well, you start putting together some plays and you start moving the chains, and then you're able to get in some type of rhythm, and that's been the thing they've not been able to do simply because they cannot burn on 3rd down and sustain these drives. But they do have a little something going right now. I know they're huddling up and they're in no rush, but I would pick the tempo up just a little bit because right now they're starting to string together some plays and having some success.
Fake hip hop. Oh, there's some slime. Gotta eat that. And I'll be back in the morning.
Got away from Jordan Elliott for a moment, ends up getting 6. This is the third time the Panthers have been across midfield in the ballgame. The other 2 drives started there after
Now, if
interception.
you feel like you like that, go ahead and do the
With a
Weezy
second down
Wee.
and 4 trailing by 14 as we've got 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, I'm looking at this game and seeing
Y'all
2
never,
minutes left in the third
you
quarter
know,
that
matter
Dave
of fact,
Canales
never
is
made him
going to be
like me
aggressive. He needs to.
before. I'm ready, like Mr. Clean here. I'm right at how I like that. And you can't get in my system because my system is just solar.
A 5-yard pickup. And that is catch number 1 on the night for last year's first-round pick. Their pass game tonight, it went off against the Falcons.
Back
That
women.
overtime win. Bryce Young threw for 448. Isn't doing anything yet, but they've got something cooking here at the end of the third quarter.
What'd you say, Nico? Okay, bet.
Still in there for Carolina. That ball might have been tipped. And it stops the clock with 55 seconds left in the third. 2nd and 10. Well,
I get in my spaceship and
miscommunication with Bryce Young and his receivers because there was nobody in the area. I'm not whether he did or he didn't. There's nobody there. I think he thought that Jalen Coker, number 18, was going to break to the middle. Instead, he went outside.
Little shoulder fake, end zone shot. He's got the rookie touchdown, McMillan, and the Panthers are back in it. Tenero is 5th. And a 29-yard touchdown throw from Bryce Young as the offense arrives for Carolina.
You wouldn't think by the line
Green.
that you would get this throw based on what San Francisco showed pre-snap. But Tenero McMillan runs an excellent route. Mustafa, number 6, the safety, he was playing right there that would take away the throw. But then he moves out of that area at the snap, and Bryce Young does an outstanding job of seeing the coverage post-snap and delivering a great ball.
Longest play for either team tonight. And the extra point with a flag down sneaks in.
It's good. JT.
Yeah, a Russian defender made contact with the snapper who's defenseless. Straight to the head. I saw that live. That's going to be an unnecessary roughness call.
Well, Carolina,
Look at y'all.
they rushed over on
Look
the
at y'all.
sideline.
Who's down by 7? Nigga,
In
shut up.
fact, that is the penalty. They'll go for 2.
Talking about y'all trash.
And that is the call. As Russell, you saw it from up here, as there was contact, Russell, on the
Personal foul,
center,
roughing the snapper. Defense number 92. Carolina has chosen to enforce that penalty from the 2 to the 1 and go for 2 points. Yeah, the center
well, hey, y'all finna go for 2. Y'all should have kept. Y'all should have kept Rule 10. Y'all would have been. If y'all don't get it, then y'all suck.
2-point tries. And this to make it a 6-point game. That was the first.
The hell y'all going for 2 for?
It's an opportunity. It's hard to pass on, but it's awfully and this is an important play for them.
Incomplete for Coker.
The hell y'all went for 2 for?
They lose a point.
You lose a point, still a 1-possession game, but obviously they're going to have to convert a 2-pointer the next time they have the ball if they don't give anything else up. There's a look at that 2-point play. Good coverage. You know, he's trying to hard ball to trying to drive down low. You see hands in his face and just not able to quite make the connection.
The hell y'all went for 2 for?
It's the one area when you talk about a guy who's 5'10" that it's hard sometimes to get the launch point of your arm where you can drive the ball down. We saw the hands of the defenders up in the area.
I want to get up in my spaceship and hover.
Under a minute to go here in this third quarter, and it's an 8-point game. And it looked like Alfred Collins, the rookie who they love, second-round pick from Texas, got his finger.
Yeah, it does look good, especially after it passed. It was hard to tell exactly what he did, but the way this ball is moving after it passes Collins, it does appear that there was a graze of the finger that affected the trajectory.
Collins is 6'5", and he was able to get his hands up, and it looked like just tipped that ball that led to the incompletion. Because of the penalty on unnecessary roughness, Carolina is down 8 instead of 7. Returned by Sky Moore. One possession game, 49ers ball.
Deals are trending with 50 to 60% off at Old Navy right now. For more, here's Charlie Indigo.
Is baggy denim in or out? It's the will they won't they of the fashion world. And
The hell?
they will.
I do too.
Oh.
All right, remember,
The hell don't have to. What the hell? The hell's on commercial.
Without J.C. Horn and Corey Thornton. They've got Shaw Smith-Wade, an outside corner. And the possession starts with a completion to Juwan Jennings, who had an early touchdown this game again of 8.
Y'all seen that boy jump on the commercial?
The defensive coordinator, he's got to change things up. And so you're running out of corners. As you mentioned, Joe, Shaw Smith-Wade goes outside. He had stepped in there.
Y'all seen that boy dive on the commercial?
So they bring in the rookie, Lathan Ransom.
That'll do it for quarter number 3. Carolina doesn't jump. Fourth quarter rolls in.
Y'all seen that shit on the commercial?
Second down and a couple. We come back at the end of week 12.
Whoa! Had a little bull dyke on the commercial. I know y'all seen. I know I ain't the only person seeing that. The little bull daggle. I get up my spaceship and hover. Weekly. Hold on, y'all. And it can't fit in my system because my system is the
Tackling,
solar.
when you lose corners,
Oh
it
shit.
also affects the
Shout
run
out to the
defense.
foe, man.
It's a piece of it, and you talk about run fits and all that.
Yeah, bro.
Make sure that he was down. And his arm goes down with the ball firmly in it, and that was the proper call.
Yeah, it affects
Yeah,
a lot
bro,
of
y'all
things.
wanna
You
see
start
that
having
joint?
players and move them around the way that they've had to defensively for Carolina. That's a lot of the run game that we've seen from San Francisco, the success that they've had has been on the perimeter. That time, McCaffrey, he hit a nice crease.
I know y'all seen that joint.
Purdy keeps. There's Kittle again. We've seen this a lot tonight. And he
Come on,
runs
Kittle.
all the way down to the 26. 19 yards on the catch and run.
Well, we had mentioned it coming in, just how effective this offense has been running the ball with George Kittle. So you have that big run by McCaffrey. Now he's going to show run blocking again, and then off the play action, it just leaves him out in the flat for an easy completion, and he's excellent after the catch, especially when nobody's out there to try to tackle him.
And you talk to the 49ers personnel, they'll tell you Kittle's playing as well as he ever has.
That's quite a statement.
32 years old, did miss 5 games with a bad hamstring, but he's moving around well. And you always get the highlights with the catches, the runs, the winks to the camera and all that. But he is a team guy and wants to block as much as any high-profile tight end in the game.
He's impressive. I talked about the leadership that this organization has from their players. He's at the top of that list. And the support that he's given Brock Purdy from the time that he took over. And if a player's not playing to the 49er standard, it's usually George Kittle that is the one having the
Putting
conversation.
Bulldoggers on TV.
Second down and 9. Jennings nearly broke free. Sean Smith-Wade eventually brings him down, but a gain of 7.
We talked coming into this game about all the motions. They run motions and shifts.
And it can't fit in my system because my system is the solar. To
Of what they do, and he has been ever since he came to San Francisco. But there's just a taste of what the defenses have to kind of sort through in order to be prepared for the snap of the football. There's a lot of communication that has to take place.
Little Purdy push for a first down. They've motioned 40 snaps in tonight's game. So they come at you from a lot of different directions.
They do, and I think back to when Kyle Shanahan got the job here in San Francisco, one of the first signings that he had to have was Kyle Juszczyk. And it's because of the fact that he knew what he wanted to do offensively, how he was going to build this out with the run game and the play action game off of that. It really is kind of an old school offense. You see it more and more because of the coaching tree that's come off of Kyle Shanahan. We're watching it with the Rams as well.
Here's a nice play from the linebacker, Bam Martin-Scott. He came shooting through there and brings down McCaffrey with a loss of 3.
Yeah, he's getting his opportunity now with Cherilus out, and he hits this. This is the way you want your linebackers to play, and that's really the way you have to play it if you're playing the 49ers. Otherwise, you get caught up in so much of the wash and the way that they block. That's an excellent play on his part.
Is that him playing downhill, Troy?
That's what. Yes, so you're learning. Come on. 24 years, you're learning, man.
Downhill. Second down and 13. They fake the little toss to Pearsall, and now McCaffrey's going backward again, and Shaw Smith-Wade. And after a loss of 3, now a loss of 6.
Well, they think they're going to get George Kittle on Shaw Smith-Wade, but he reads it beautifully. You can see where he comes out, number 26, and he just doesn't give Kittle an opportunity at all to try to make the block and let McCaffrey then get out on the edge. Those are 2 good plays by Carolina defensively.
Smith-Wade is a second-year pro from Washington State. They got him in the 5th round last year.
Well, Brock Purdy just got to know 3 points here is still big.
They fake the throw, and to Robinson. And now has fourth down as Nick Scott comes up to make the tackle.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan, he knew how important those 3 points were. He just took the ball right out of Brock Purdy's hand. I mean, it was 3rd and a mile, so it's not a lack of confidence or trust. But let's just make sure we get this attempt off.
See the injuries tonight. Cherilus is out. J.C. Horn is out. Corey Thornton is now officially out. Chandler Zavala, their right guard, is out. And this is Matt Gay, who was, ironically enough, replaced by Jake Moody of the Washington Commanders after a brief stop in Chicago. And tonight, Matt Gay 2 for 2 as he hits. Not the play. But when the band's back together since they picked strings on the sideline. Queen's 1975 masterpiece, A Night at the Opera, released 50 years ago this week. Assisting us in our broadcast tonight, this ball will come out to the 35 as it hits into the end zone. And we'll give you a look at the numbers of that trio tonight. Purdy, 1 touchdown. That was to Jennings, 3 picks. McCaffrey's been busy. On the ground, through the air, and Kittle, 6 catches, 78 yards after a 2-touchdown game in their win at Arizona.
Yeah, no question. Good to get Kittle back, all of them for that matter, but the energy in which Kittle brings. And the turnovers obviously impacted some of the production, but I thought we would have seen a little more out of this 49ers offense than what we've seen. And same for Carolina for that matter.
Coming off that big game, this one to McMillan underthrown. And that's the rookie Upton Stout who got back there and knocked it away with McMillan waiting for it.
Joe, you mentioned Upton Stout earlier in this game when he made a play, and this guy, he is one of the more impressive young players that I have watched coming into a ball game. And not to say it's been perfect, because it's been far from that, but he plays like a 49er. He plays with reckless abandon. He flies around the field. I think this young guy is going to be a heck of a football player. Can't wait to follow his path.
Here's a nice throw to Coker after faking the handoff, and Coker with a 17-yard pickup. Let's go down to Lisa.
Joe, 49ers defensive end Sam Okuwanu had been back in the locker room. They were looking at his ankle. They say he's questionable to return. He's back out here on the sidelines, but he's wearing a radio and a headset. Doesn't appear to be getting set to go back in the game anytime soon.
Oh, yeah, sure does.
Yeah, Lisa, and we talked about the injuries, and add another one, at least for the moment. No Bosa, no Warner, no Bethune. So far, it's been no problem as this catch is made by Leggett. His second of the night, but his short gain of 2.
You know, Joe, you talked about the comeback as
You
they
did,
got
JT.
emergency, and rightfully so, that they had last week down. And yeah, they've shown that they're capable
Oh,
of
you
doing
talking
it.
to,
So it's not a
Nico.
matter of them not being able to do it, but it's just not the way they've been built. When you come into a game averaging 180 yards passing, even with 440 yards last week, they haven't consistently gotten enough out of the passing game, but that's what's going to be required here in the last 7.5 minutes if they're going to get a chance to win this game.
Second and 8. Coker again spins after the catch, and he's out of bounds with a first down for Carolina. With Upton Stout across from him, you mentioned how he played Stout. And Robert Saleh, who's back, second stint as the 49ers defensive coordinator, gave him the ultimate compliment. He said, he's one of us. And when he says that about a young player, that means exactly what you're saying. He plays the game the right way.
That's right. And you have to know a whole lot about the 49ers to know what that means to that organization. Just tough. They play through the whistle, play physical, aggressive. He's fun to watch.
Over 7 to go. Young spins out of there. Huff was right there, breathing down his neck. And at least avoids the sack and turns it into a gain of 2.
Well, I understand what Saleh's trying to do because he doesn't want to have to bring pressure, but the prior plays, he just was not able to get anything on Bryce Young. And so now they dial up 6-man pressure, and Bryce Huff, he just takes an angle at the quarterback instead of staying upfield on the quarterback's shoulder. And great job by Bryce Young being able to navigate it and at least turn it into something.
There's Nick Bosa.
There's Nick Bosa.
Wearing a dead hat. Second down and 8. Young over the middle and intercepted
Pete.
by Brown for the second time. Jair came in with none. And he'll lead with at least 2. And the drive for Carolina comes to a screeching halt. These two safeties, he and Malik Mustafa, have been flying around back there.
Built for blackouts, ready for game day.
Well, Jair Brown gets his second interception of the night. These two safeties, he and Malik Mustafa, have been flying around back there. And two quarterbacks have combined for 5 interceptions. Fake toss, and McCaffrey over the right side, and this defense still rallying into the ball for Carolina. Back to the interception.
Yeah, you take a look. First of all, you look at Jair Brown.
I got you, Nico. I got you, Nico. My phone.
Going to come to the right of the screen, but there was a hold at the top of this route as Tedero McMillan is coming out of it. Renardo Green grabs the arm, and the official just simply doesn't see it. But that's why the ball was out in front of McMillan. Jair Brown was just sitting on the route. He wasn't worried about anything running past him, which is why Jalen Coker had an opportunity for a home run shot.
Definitely a good Monday night football game.
Bryce Young by Bryce Huff, but a missed call there that the hold obviously led to the interception.
Play clock was at 0.
Nardo Green.
Against the blitz, it's been a struggle tonight for Bryce Young. 2nd and 12 now after the 5-yard penalty. And a nice tackle is made by Uman Allen,
which Carolina, they have not, the 49ers are not a big blitzing team. They're just trying to keep everything in front of them, and they had been that way really throughout the year, but especially when Bosa and Fred Warner left. And last week, when Robert Saleh brought some pressure 6 times, 4 of them, they gave up big explosive plays. So he's not brought it a lot tonight, and when he has, they've been successful with it. Carolina just has not been able to get anything down the field.
49ers at 64% converting on 3rd down. Not here. Robinson makes the catch, but short of 1st down yardage. And timeout is taken by Carolina. And it's their first of this second half before a punt. As we'll go down to the field and Lisa Salters.
Get Joe.
We got 4 minutes left.
His time with the Jets as head coach.
They finna
Happy
punt
to
the
be back, and
ball.
they're glad he's here. The punt.
Hey.
Orsted with ETN trying to find some room out there, and there's not much. Just a 6-yard return, and Nick
I don't know play running back.
linebacker.
Oh, he on the practice squad.
Designing success brought to you by Kohl's. And we will look at the play action efforts tonight by the 49ers.
Well, the bind that it puts the defense in when you're able to run the football and commit to it the way San Francisco does, and then marry the play act awfully challenging on a defense. And I think whether you're talking about the offense or the defense for the 49ers, I think it's hard to evaluate them simply on yards.
This one heaved out of bounds by Bryce Young. It's led to a big night.
Sure, the
10
ETN.
targets, 6 catches, 78 yards, and now see if
We
Carolina
got 4
can make
people
this
in
a
this
one-possession
mode.
game again.
Now they're going to see what they can do. Like I said, it's not the way they want to go about doing it, because so much of Dave Canales and the success that he's had as a play caller has been about running the football and then the passing game off of that as well. But this is the position that they find themselves in now, down 2 scores.
Second and 10. Dropped off to Dowdle. He's able to get around Robinson and get a 1st down.
the Panthers get
Rico
right back on
Dowdle.
the ball after a catch and run of 11.
Rico
they gotta
Dowdle.
get back on the ball. The key is they've got to come away with a score before the 2-minute warning so that they can have a chance to get possession of the football again.
Young, sideline, we get. That will stop
Not
the
a
clock.
substitute teacher.
Forced out by Diamador Lenore, but a first down after a completion of 14.
As I mentioned, the 49ers, they really want to play coverage, keep everything in front of them. You see the Panthers, they start completing those type passes. It'll start tightening things up a little bit more for them, and they are here.
General and McMillan at the top. Niners big pressure on the edge.
Get him there.
And a nice job by Bryce Young to buy time out to his left. Flag on the play that comes in very late with the completion to Leggett. See if Leggett stayed in bounds or if that's why they threw the flag.
Illegal touching of pass. Offense number 17 went out of bounds and came back in. He was a personal touch. That's a loss of down at the previous spot. Second down.
So it's an illegal
Second
touch
down.
as we watch Leggett step out right there.
Yeah, he just loses track of where he is because there was the corner was not forcing him to the boundary or out of bounds. He just simply lost track of where he was on the field to go out of bounds on that.
Second down and 10. Bryce Young is in trouble and down he goes. Sacked by Farrell.
Farrell.
Not active in the game at Arizona gets his second sack. Yeah, great job by him as he comes around the edge and he just keeps playing. He goes upfield and then he's able to get Bryce Young as he circles back around. Good job. He's one-on-one with Aquanu. Makes a big play. If you're worried about or wondering about the horse collar, he was in the pocket, Bryce Young. That's why there is no call for a horse collar on the tackle. And it brings up third down and 18, and the timeout is taken by San Francisco.
Third down and 18.
Well, as Troy said earlier, going to be fun to watch Drake May play in person. We get him a week from tonight. They won 9 straight.
We got 20 likes, man. I like the Patriots to beat the Giants.
Quarter lead, which is hard to believe. Winston was good in the game yesterday, and maybe Jackson Dart is back for that Monday night game.
Well, Mike Vrabel, he's done a great job. He's a heck of a football coach. Can't wait to get to Foxborough.
This is down a long way to go on third and 18. Fourth down coming up, and any chance for Carolina. As the great and future Hall of Famer Fred Warner is loving it. We'll come down to this fourth down.
Fred Warner.
Fred Warner, who is cheering from the luxury suite, 4-time All-Pro. We've shown you Nick Bosa, 5-time Pro Bowler. Bosa went down in week 3 with a torn ACL. Warner, broken ankle, dislocated right ankle, week 6 at Tampa Bay. And now the field goal try coming for Ryan Fitzgerald, as they'll try to make it a one-possession game, and it's not close. And I don't know if somebody got a hand on it or not. That was a 57-yard try. And it'll be San Francisco's ball. Let's take a look and see if somebody touched this on its way.
Yeah, I'm curious to see as well, Joe, because that ball had no opportunity.
Oh. I mean, that didn't do anything. I don't believe anybody got landed halfway into the end zone on the 57-yard try, and that
They're not gonna be short anyway.
Season and career long for Ryan Fitzgerald had it gone through, and it didn't come close.
Yeah, that's the one. It was the right decision. They needed 3 points here, and they could have cut it to a one-possession game. Just did not get a good kick on it.
It looked like he kind of hit the ground before his foot hit the ball. 49ers take over. They lead by 11. And McCaffrey, they're still running him. A gain of 5.
I'm on count.
This is the 11th time in the career of Christian McCaffrey that he's had a 30-touch game. Time for our Monsters play of the game.
Monsters. December 8th.
When we are in SoFi for the Eagles and the Chargers live December 8th on ESPN2 and other platforms. Second down and 5. One timeout remains for Carolina. And McCaffrey bends it back. Third down coming up. And timeout taken, the final one by Carolina, as Turk Wharton and Ashawn Robinson combined for the stop. Best record in the NFC belongs to the Rams. How about the way they looked?
The Rams?
Last night against Tampa Bay. They can beat you any way you want. Matthew Stafford, I'll give you some of the stats in a minute. The division leaders on the left, the wild card leaders in the middle, which includes San Francisco. And now this week we're going with circling. With apostrophe, circling.
We're going to have a different name each week. Yeah. Just keep everybody on their toes.
Normally everybody goes with a punt.
Yeah.
We've had working,
Got a nice little jingle for that.
sniffing around, circling. If you wonder where
Right
these
down
teams
to
go
me,
schedule-wise
bump that
after
shit.
this, 49ers are at Cleveland. Their defense dominated the Raiders. Carolina has got a game coming up against the aforementioned Rams, and just to also bring up fourth down, it looked like he was just short McCaffrey, and we are headed to the 2-minute warning. Matthew Stafford, 3 touchdown passes last night, has gone 27 straight touchdown passes with no interceptions.
It's impressive what he's been able to do, especially a guy who was banged up.
Monday Night Football, ESPN.
Football on Prime is back this week. As NFC heavyweights collide.
Come on, baby.
Friday is Black Friday football. Kickoff at 3 p.m. Eastern. Pregame at 1:30 p.m. Only on Prime.
The best holiday ever started like that.
Wait.
So we've only got 1 hour. Could you plan us a tour?
I see you're at the Liam Museum. Shall we focus on traditional Korean art?
Well, we are in Korea, so let's do it.
Great. Head to the M1 building, the historic treasure.
This book, isn't it fascinating?
That's not a book. It's a roof tile, often found on the houses of the rich.
Doug.
There it is, Limu, the 50-yard line. Soon we'll be telling the whole stadium how Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance. To save people hundreds
cute double cheeseburger.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
2 slices of melty cheese. It's love at first bite. We're not sure who invented the double cheeseburger, but it sure tastes like we did. You rule.
Coming up on the Nationwide postgame, we'll visit with one of the stars of this game. We'll go all access in the winning locker room and hear from both quarterbacks and head coaches as well. We'll also visit with Joe and Troy, and we send it back, fellas, to you now in Santa Clara.
As we, Scott, peer up at a waxing crescent moon on this 24th of November, 2025. So that is the one that the cow jumped over. Good look, buddy. I'll agree with that. Hughes check under center. They'll go for it on 4th down, 2 minutes to go. We'll take the delay of game and we'll see if Thomas Orsted trots out on the field for Kyle Shanahan. And right now, the answer to that question is no. The offense is still out there for San Francisco. This is going to go down as an ugly win. The 49ers look like they tried to give the game early to Carolina with the turnovers. They cannot play like this. And again, down the stretch as they're looking at their 8th win tonight.
Yeah, no, I thought we'd see more from really both offenses, and the turnovers obviously impacted with San Francisco.
This game is probably going to be over by the time you get right.
Go on, but it's got to get better. There's no
It's
question.
only 2 minutes left.
They come off this one on short week and play the Rams. The 49ers, they used the timeout instead of the delay.
Excuse me.
Went for it and pick it up.
Yeah, we saw the flag. They picked it up and said that the 49ers called a timeout, so they go for it on a
You talking some game, man?
Inches, get the first down, and that, as they say, is that.
Good. You know, you look at this, Joe, again, with Christian McCaffrey. He's only had 3 games all year where he's averaged.
Y'all had a chance.
Carrying the football in a game, and tonight's another one of those. And that.
Hey, I all mess with Rico though. That running back, y'all running back Rico Dowell.
We're accustomed to seeing from him or this 49ers rushing game, although they did have 140 yards rushing, which is pretty good. But it's just the big runs that we've not seen a lot of from Christian this year.
McCaffrey, 31 touches, 142 yards, and a touchdown run. There's their schedule coming up. They have that Colts game in Indy on Monday Night Football. So they go Browns, then bye. Both teams have their bye in the latest possible.
Oh yeah, yeah. That boy did play for Dallas.
Then the Titans, then at the Colts. Bears and Seahawks. They started their season with a win at Seattle, really before the Seahawks kind of.
Nah, but I ain't going to sleep though.
The team that we see now, which is one of the better teams in the NFL, and that's the way they'll close their season. McCaffrey, 142 yards.
Dang.
Another touchdown and
142 yards.
Shake hands. There are the 49ers with 54 wins throughout history on Monday Night Football, tied for the most with Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh got 54 Monday night wins.
And we will actually see the Steelers coming up before the end of our year, Week 15 against the Dolphins in Pittsburgh.
Look at
your final 20-9, and Ron Jennings is getting into it with somebody. At the end of everybody kind of shaking hands, both offensive tackles are in there, and that is Trayvon Merritt, who gets that shot to the face from Juwan Jennings before these two teams leave the field.
Yeah, obviously there's something that happened during the ball game or throughout the course of the game that Juwan Jennings has taken exception with. Trayvon Merritt.
See if any punishment is handed out by the NFL when they examine that tape. And the former Carolina Panther in his first game. Let's take a look and see if I think that's Juwan Jennings kind of doubled over, may have gotten a punch down low, we're told. Took exception to it, and then at the end, he and Merrick got into it. I don't know if Merrick said anything or who delivered the punch. I guess it was Merrick who delivered the punch, and then that's why Juwan Jennings was upset and went after Merrick before the two teams left. 49ers defense good tonight, allowing just 9 points and 12 first downs, a couple of picks by Jair Brown. Helped Carolina to 1 for 7 on third down. Let's go down to Lisa.
Thank you, Joe. Taking a picture here. All right. Christian, 31 touches for you tonight, 142 yards from scrimmage. Just how are you able to continue to carry the load tonight?
I don't know. Feel great.
Look at my dog, Christian McCaffrey.
I look at it as a major blessing and just thankful to him for allowing me to come out here and keep playing.
All right, for sure, JT.
That was a great win. You got to take them as they are, but I know we're hungry for more, and I know we can do better.
You said that there might be a little bit more natural emotion tonight going against.
Hey man, make sure y'all hit that like and sub button and hit that share button, man. We on the road to 1K sub, man. We are 77 likes, 77 subs away from 1K, man.
Just really thankful I got to see them and proud of them. So I always have a lot of respect for Charlotte, that city, and those fans.
Appreciate the 20 likes, man.
It's a football game, so I'm trying to win.
We talked about this earlier.
And we'll be back probably tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, man. So make sure y'all hit that like and sub button. Y'all see that grease on my neck? And we out, man. Gang.
And just comes to work with the right mindset. So it's a really fun locker room to be a part of.
Congrats on the win tonight.